with the weather conditions, so it's the drivers prepare for
the track is still dangerously wet, but following a drivers' meeting...
3 minutes to go. Put everybody off the grid now.
25 drivers start every season in Formula 1. And each year, 2 of us die. What kind of person does a job like this? Not normal men for sure. Rebels, lunatics, dreamers. People who are desperate to make a mark and are prepared to die trying. My name is Niki Lauda, and racing people know me for 2 things. The first is my rivalry with him.
Masters at stakes. Vuoi cambiare anche tu?
What about Hunt? Has he changed?
No, he's going on wet.
I don't know why it became such a big thing. We were just drivers, busting each other's balls. To me, this is perfectly normal, but other people saw it differently. That whatever it was between us went deeper.
Allora usiamo anche noi quella bagnato.
The other thing I'm remembered for is what happened on 1st August 1976, when I was chasing him like an asshole.
Oh, I think the racetrack telephoned ahead that I was coming. Hunt, James Hunt.
What's the matter? No one ever seen a spot of blood before.
Are you all right?
Absolutely fine.
We all thought you'd been in an accident.
I have. If you call a friendly disagreement with another driver an accident.
What did you disagree about?
It's none of your business.
Sorry.
His wife.
That's going to need a couple of stitches. It's a nasty cut.
It's a nasty blow. Done with a bloody crowbar.
Why? What did you do?
Nothing. Only what she asked me to do.
Which was?
I'd be happy to show you if you like. I have a theory why women like racing drivers. It's not because they respect what we do, driving round and round in circles. Mostly they think that's pathetic, and they're probably right. It's our closeness to death. They see that in you, they feel that in you. My name is James Hunt. My father is a stockbroker, my sister is a barrister, and my brother is an accountant. And I do this. It's a wonderful way to live, and it's the only way to drive. As if each day is your last.
I've never been to a Grand Prix before.
You still haven't. This is Formula 3.
What's that?
That's a lower division, where idiots like me mess about in the hope of being talent spotted to race in Formula 1. You look disappointed.
No.
You only slept with me because you thought I was famous.
That's not true.
Don't worry, there will be one day. Morning, everyone. This is Nursey.
Gemma.
Nursey, this is Bubbles Horsley, team manager.
How do you do?
Bubbles.
Yeah. Doc Postlethwaite, our designer.
How do you do?
And Alexander Lord Hesketh, the team's owner.
How do you do?
Fine, thanks.
Well done, superstar.
That's the car?
Yep, that's her. Lotus 59. 1000cc, Cosworth MAE engine. She's no beauty, but goes like the clappers.
Nothing to be worried about. Does it before every race. Good sign, actually. It means he's stoked.
All Formula 3 cars to the assembly area now. To the scrutineering bay now.
All right, superstar.
Never better, Patrol.
Have a gargle with this.
Thank you.
Quick toke of this.
Who's that?
He's new. Some German. Austrian. He's been here since 5 a.m. walking the track. You might actually have to concentrate today, James.
You'll need these.
Okay, start her off.
Ah, what music! They could never have imagined it. Those pioneers who invented the automobile, that it would possess us like this in our imaginations, our dreams. Now see, men love women. And even more than that, men love cars.
Still in the lead, but Niki Lauda is right on his tail. Hunt and Lauda are proving to be in a class of their own. They're leaving the pack far behind.
Devil's on his tail.
Lauda takes a look down the inside, and he sold him a dummy. Lauda is through. He's in the lead. Hunt will be determined to make up for that mistake. Hunt's in Lauda's slipstream. Lauda's not leaving any gap. The Lotus goes for the inside. It's an aggressive move from Hunt. Contact! The leaders are spun out. Lauda's facing the wrong way. The back marker's gone through. You can see why Hunt's fellow drivers call it up the shunt.
Let's quite tired of it.
Lauda is clearly furious. There's every reason to expect sharp words in the pits. It's going to be victory for Hunt. It's going to be an ignominious defeat for Niki Lauda. So James Hunt scores his third major Formula 3 win of the season here at Brühl after a desperate battle with Niki Lauda. Lauda was unable to restart after Hunt's aggressive move caused them both to spin out of the car.
Better luck next time.
Hey, asshole. It was my line. I had that corner.
What do you mean, the one that you spun out of and finished facing the other way? I think that corner had you.
That move was total suicide. But if I hadn't braked, we'd have crashed.
Well, no, we didn't, did we? Thanks to your impeccable survival instincts.
Fuck you. What's your name?
James Simon Wallace Hunt. Remember it, my little Jerry friend?
Jawohl. Remembers the name.
Yes, it's very simple. Hunt. It rhymes with hunt. A word that happens to describe you perfectly. Who is that? I have no idea. He looks like a rat, doesn't he?
Right. In my hometown, Vienna, my family is famous for one thing. Business. My grandfather was a businessman. My father, too. So when they heard I wanted to race cars for a living, they had a few things to say.
Niemals. Rennfahren ist was für Playboys und Dilettanten. Ahnungslose Amateure und Dummköpfe. Den Namen Lauda findet man neben Politikern und Ökonomen vorne auf den Titelseiten.
Ich nichts anderes kann.
Ja, aber dann brauchst du ja mein Geld erst recht. Also tust, was ich dir sag und folgst mir in die Firma.
Gut. Behalt dein Geld. Investier nicht in mich. Aber wenn ich Weltmeister bin und auf dem Stockerl stehe und mein Name nicht ganz hinten in der Zeitung steht, sondern auf dem Cover, dann wirst du das bereuen.
Raus! Und lass dich hier nie wieder blicken!
So if my family wasn't going to help me, I decided to risk everything and take out a loan myself. I found a Formula One team with an okay car and an owner who had run out of money and was willing to accept my terms.
And so, ladies and gentlemen, I'm delighted to say that the winner of the Guild of Motoring Writers Award Driver of the Year is James Hunt.
Thank you so much. Yes. My parents always wanted me to be a doctor or a stockbroker or something. They gave me the first-class education, but, well, that all went terribly wrong, and I ended up with you lot. Thank you. I need it more than you do. I mean, I have a hot head, an inability to tolerate discipline.
Yes, very true. Very true.
I fall out with people left and right. The only creatures I've ever really loved or have treated honorably are budgerigars. So in any normal area of life, I'd be, or I am, a total liability. The only thing I've got going for me is I'm quick in a car. So thank you for this and for acknowledging that. I'm going to give it to my father and tell him to put it on the mantelpiece and imagine it's a first-class degree in medicine.
Well done, superstar. Another season like that, and I'll move you up to the big top.
Come on, you don't think I'm ready now?
You are? I'm not. I've got to find you a car first.
Well, go on then. Chop, chop.
Don't wait too long. You don't want him to do what Lauda just did.
Why, what did he do?
Got himself a drive. With BRM.
Well, how the hell did he do that? He's a nobody. He's never won a bloody thing.
Apparently, took out a loan and bought his way in with 2 million Austrian shillings.
Jesus.
Attends, je te laisse, je rappelle.
Niki Lauda, here for pre-season testing? BRM?
Sign the release form. I'll let them know you're here.
Mr. Stanley.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Clay, let me introduce you to our number one driver, Clay Regazzoni. How are you?
Good. Pleasure.
And these are your mechanics, reporting exclusively to you, as per contract.
Pleasure. You want to see the car?
Sure.
Hello?
There she is, P160.
Same as Regazzoni's?
Identical in every detail.
How much does she weigh?
600 kilos.
That's crazy. Why so heavy?
It's a V12 engine. That lump weighs 190k on its own.
Okay. What horsepower are you getting? 490?
No, 450.
Well, it's not enough. Needs to be 500, and the engine needs to be 20 kilo lighter.
We already tried.
Tried what?
Everything. We replaced the entire exhaust system, barely made a difference.
Are you using magnesium parts? The engine block. Any mounting or fixing plates, strip it out also. When you've done that, you have to look at the aerodynamics. Front and rear wing. Thank you. Good night.
What was Regazzoni's time?
1:53.
Okay, now put him in my car and he go round 2 seconds faster.
Well, that's impossible.
No chance.
Put Regazzoni in the car, see what happens.
I don't understand. Why am I supposed to do this?
I don't know, Clay. I just want you to take it for a spin.
Glass, please. Quarter.
What did you do to the car?
That's information I will share with you under certain conditions only.
Go on.
Guaranteed place in the team and a paid contract on equal terms with Regazzoni for 2 years.
Are you crazy? Clay's a senior figure in Formula One. You're just a rookie. But the only reason we took you on is because you're paying us.
Well, as of now, if you want me to stay, we rip up the contract. I don't pay you a cent.
That's outrageous!
Was he quicker in my car? He was, wasn't he? Did he go 2 seconds faster?
2.3.
So, have a think, work out your priorities, and get back to me.
Hey, Niki. I know what you're going to say, that it's none of my business.
What?
If it's the track manager you're taking on your date tonight.
It's none of your business.
Okay, but if you want my advice, I'd let this one go. I'm not questioning your taste. She is a great girl, but Agnes's last boyfriend was a British Formula 2 driver who has a reputation for two things: for being a little crazy on the track and for going all night and all day and all night again in bed. He's a good driver, but an immortal fuck, apparently. I don't know about you, but that's not an act I'd like to follow.
What's his name? The driver?
Hunt, James Hunt. You see, you share information, and I share information. That's what teammates are for.
Where the hell are we going? I promise it'll be worth it. Just keep them closed. Wait for it. Wait for it. There. What do you say?
She's Formula One.
Yes, he is superstar. Your brother and I got together with the bean counters. And since the economics of F1 are not so significantly different to the economics of Formula 2, well, we thought if we were going to be losing money, we might as well be doing it on the big roulette table in Formula 1.
You fat little inbred beauty.
But actually, credit where it's due, we got the idea from Niki.
Who? Lauda. Bought his way in rather than mess about in the lower divisions. I thought, bloody hell, he's right. No sponsorship, superstar. I hope you approve. No vulgar logos for cigarettes or condoms. Just plain white with the flags. Oh, and racing overalls, which read, Sex, Breakfast of Champions.
So when do we start?
As soon as we're ready.
Ready? That's Been waiting for this my whole life.
When the season started, people wondered whether Lord Hesketh and his team of upper-class enthusiasts were bringing glamour to the racing community or just comedy. Certainly it was the first time anyone had seen a butler serving oysters and caviar in the pits. But they have made quite an impact. 6th in France, 4th in Britain and 3rd in Holland.
All drivers on the track, caution flags are out. Severe crash at the S's.
And reports are reaching me that there has been a serious accident in qualifying. The identity of the driver we don't currently have at the moment, but as you can tell from all the activity going on behind me towards the track, it is clearly a grave incident indeed. We will of course have more information for you as and when we get it, but it is the sight and sound of Formula One nobody likes to see.
Drivers of top stature we've lost just in the past 4 seasons have included Piers Courage, Jochen Rindt, Joe Seifert, Roger Williamson, and today at Watkins Glen.
Terrible. You should cancel the race.
Why? He made a mistake. Went into the corner too fast. It's his fault.
Is that right?
It's obvious. Look at the tire marks.
So says the nobody who had to pay for his own drive. How's that working out for you, by the way?
Fine. How is it at the back?
Not planning on being there for long.
Arschloch.
Asshole.
Heading into the Grand Hotel hairpin, second gear, turning in hard, looking for late apex, gentle power. Heading into Portier, second gear, clip the apex, light brake, stay in second, looking for a good exit. Heading through the tunnel, gradual right, up through third, fourth, fifth.
Is Alexander around?
Yes, he was. He went back to the house to take a call. He'll be back shortly.
He only wanted to show me his pride and joy. Rhymes with boy, if you ask me. And toy. God, it's so flimsy. For something that costs so much. There's no comfort, no protection, nothing.
No, it's just a little coffin, really. Surrounded by high-octane fuel in here, being driven around 170 miles per hour. To all intents and purposes, this thing's a bomb on wheels.
You're James, aren't you?
Yes.
You fit the description.
Is that right?
Susie, friend of Alex's.
Yeah. I know exactly. What was the description?
Mostly positive in terms of appearance, negative only in terms of character. I've been told to avoid you.
By whom?
Alexander. He says you're a bad boy.
Well, Alexander doesn't know what he's talking about. I was. I'm not anymore. The new me is very professional. Early to bed, early to rise, or very dull. But according to the team, it's the best way to keep beating the goose stepper.
Is that what you were doing when I came in?
Yes, visualization techniques, memorizing the circuit. In this case, Monaco, which is up next.
And personally, I've always been a great believer in getting there on the day, putting my foot down and playing chicken with everyone else.
Oh.
But they don't want me doing that anymore. They want my body like a temple and my mind like a monk.
And what about your soul, your heart?
And they've got ideas about that too. They want me to stop messing around, settle down, get married with the next nice girl I meet. They think it would be good for me.
What do you think?
Sounds fucking awful. But since they're right about most things, they're probably right about that too. You don't fancy getting married, do you?
What's going on with him?
Nothing, nothing. Didn't want to ruin your day. It's the crowd.
Oh, what about him?
He's just been signed by Ferrari.
You're kidding me. Jesus, how did that happen? Did he buy his way in there too?
Well, the old man took Regazzoni back and he insisted on it, apparently. He says that Niki's a genius setting up the cars.
It's terrible. Drives like a pig.
Oh, you can't say that.
Why not?
It's a Ferrari.
It's a shitbox. It understeers like crazy and the weight distribution is a disaster. It's amazing. All these facilities and you make a piece of crap like this.
Siamo felici di dare di nuovo il benvenuto nella famiglia Ferrari al nostro caro amico Clay Regazzoni e di presentarvi Niki Lauda. Viene dall'Austria.
Ferrari family, our good friend Clay Regazzoni. You are family and friend to the Commendatore as long as you win. The minute you don't, ciao ciao.
Totally understand. It's business. I will do the same.
But it isn't just business, is it? What we do, it's passion, love, which is why we are prepared to risk our lives for it.
You're not me. If I had more talent and could earn better money with something else, I would.
Well, you know you will make money here. You haven't yet.
Not yet, but I will. If you can, I can.
You know, are you ever not an asshole?
Why am I an asshole, huh?
Well,
you know, by now I'm both quicker than you and better at setting up the car. You can't deal with it, so you're the asshole.
Oh, screw you. I brought you along today because you seem like a lonely kind of guy. I thought if I introduced you to some nice people, that could rub off on you. Forget it. Make your own friends.
Come on, Clay. I'm sorry.
Hey, come stai? Come stai?
Ti trovo bene. Are you leaving?
Yes.
Can you give me a lift to the nearest town? Anywhere with a train station?
Sure. Train show's half an hour's drive. Get in.
In another blue day without you, girl. In another sad summer song. I've been thinking about you, girl, all night long.
What are you doing?
You hear that noise when you accelerate?
No.
Your fan belt is loose.
My what?
And when you brake, your foot goes all the way down, which means there's air in the system.
Anything else?
No. Apart from the rear brakes are worn out. The front right tire is a bit soft, which explains why you're weaving so much.
How can you tell?
My ass.
Sorry?
God gave me an okay mind, but a really good ass which can feel everything in a car.
You don't know what you're talking about. This car's fine. I just had a service a week ago.
Not a good one.
Oh, yes, a very good one. Very expensive. This car's as good as new. Relax. You're not in a hurry, are you?
No. As long as I'm back in Maranello on Monday morning.
Wir können auf Deutsch sprechen. Sie sind aus Wien, nicht wahr?
Ja.
Marlene.
Niki.
Und woher kennen Sie Kurt?
Welchen Kurt?
Kurt Jürgens, der Gastgeber. Er ist, oder besser gesagt, er war mein Freund. Wissen Sie, wenn ein älterer Herr sich benimmt wie einer, ist das eigentlich ganz attraktiv. Aber wenn er sich aufführt wie ein verschrecktes Kind, ich muss verrückt gewesen sein. Kommen Sie, lassen Sie mich das machen. Sonst stehen wir morgen noch hier. Schließlich sind wir in Italien. Nicht schlecht, 3 Sekunden. Geben Sie zu, dass Sie beeindruckt sind?
Sehr.
Ciao, ragazzi.
Buongiorno, signora. Mi scusi, ma tu sei Niki Lauda?
Yes.
L'avevo detto che era lui. Madonna mia, non ci credo proprio. Niki Lauda, vero? Avete bisogno di un passaggio?
Actually, we do, yeah.
Okay. It's my honor, Niki.
Thank you.
Please.
Thank you.
Makari si giocare. On one condition, though, eh?
It's a piece of shit, it's a dog shit, but if you drive it, you make my life anything, eh?
Ma chi è che ci crede che Niki Lauda sta portando la macchina di mio nonno, capito?
Capito?
Niki Lauda, non vedo l'ora quando andiamo da Mario.
Ma tu vedi, Lauda?
Niki Lauda, Niki Lauda, Niki Lauda.
Will someone please tell me what's going on? Who are you? Should I know you?
What, you don't know? He's a Niki Lauda, Formula 1 driver, and he just signing with a Ferrari.
Him?
Yes.
Impossible.
Why?
Well, you know, Formula 1 drivers. They have long hair, are sexy. Their shirts are open to here.
Thank you.
Yes? Anyway, look at the way he's driving like an old man.
There's no need to drive fast. Just increases the percentage of risk. We're not in a hurry, I'm not being paid. Right now, with zero incentive or reward, why would I drive fast?
Because I'm asking you to.
Kriegst du immer, was du willst?
Ja, meistens.
Niki Lauda in the red Ferrari and James Hunt in the white Heskin.
Lots of talented Niki Lauda.
Lauda attacking Hunt. Lauda gets through on the inside, goes wide at the exit. Hunt is passed again. Once more, Lauda tries to sneak up the inside. They're absolutely side by side, wheel to wheel, so evenly matched. Fantastic battle between these two great drivers, and Hunt is now ahead once more. But Lauda's coming back again now. Lauda once more sneaks up the inside, and again he runs wide. Again the Heskin is able to nose back in front.
Yeah?
We're in the closing laps of this race here at Watkins Glen. They come down the hill. And Hunt's got a problem. Hunt pulls across to the left. Lauda goes ahead on his own. A sad end to a wonderful battle. Hunt pushing off the marshal. The checkered flag is waiting for Lauda and for Ferrari. The title going to Niki Lauda, who wins the race, who wins the World Championship.
Und? Schau ich jetzt aus wie ein Rennfahrer?
you'll be seeing them. Hey, little girl, keep your head up. I'm a rocker.
Congratulations. Thank you. Marlene, it's home.
With a car like that, the rest of us never really stood a chance, did we?
Maybe the fact the car is so good has something to do with me.
Oh, come on, Nicky. You're in a Ferrari. I'm in a Hesketh. On equal terms, the way it was in Formula 3, I'd beat you and you know it.
Never. You might win one race, maybe two, because you're aggressive. But in the long run, over the course of a season, no chance.
Right, why is that?
Because to be a champion, it takes more than just being quick. It's the whole picture.
Ah.
You're just a charger and the party guy. That's why everybody likes you.
Now try saying that and tell me you're not jealous.
Why would I be jealous? Don't think about it. To me.
Yes, compared to you, whom no one likes.
Right?
Not even his own teammates.
Right. Because I'm a serious guy. I go to bed early, I look after myself, look after my car.
Yes, you're very well behaved.
Go to work, kick ass, and then after the race I go home. Instead of going to bars, we talk all this bullshit with all these assholes.
Assholes?
You should go home often too. I heard you got married?
Yes, I did.
So where's she? His mysterious wife?
In New York, working.
Oh. You know, I've never seen her with her once.
No. Well, maybe that's because you're always at home. On your own, looking after yourself, being a good little boy.
Take a drink on me, James.
Thank you, Nicky. I might just have two.
Right, Bubbles. Whatever it takes to beat that prick next year, just say it. Your word is my command. There are no lengths to which I will not go. And I mean it. What the hell's going on? Where is everybody? What's the matter?
Do you know what the date is today?
Yes, it's November, the 14th. Why?
Do you have any idea of the significance of that date?
Oh, I don't know. It's time to start killing pheasants?
Actually, it's the deadline for securing sponsorship for the forthcoming Formula 1 season.
Yes?
Which elapsed at midnight last night and we didn't attract any.
Well, so we aren't looking for sponsorship. And like you said, condoms and cigarettes, vulgar, right?
Or were. I've made something of a miscalculation. The economics, Formula 1, realities thereof. Turns out, not like the lower divisions at all.
What are you saying?
I'm saying it's over, superstar. The banks have stepped in, started laying everyone off. Probably have to sell this place.
Christ. I need a drive, Pete. I need you to find me a drive. I mean, what about Lotus?
You don't want to know.
Oh, actually, I do.
Okay. They felt your reputation preceded you.
And what does that mean?
It's my other line. Look, I'll get back to you. Peter Hunt?
Don't worry, something will turn up. Doubt that will help in the meantime. don't we go away at the weekend? Skiing. Before I go back to New York. Talk to me, James. Don't make a stranger of me.
You know, Susie, only a stranger would invite me skiing. When they know I haven't got a fucking drive.
I can't watch this.
What were you hoping for, anyway? A well-adjusted knight in shining armor?
No danger of that.
You know, let me give you some advice.
I'm all ears.
Don't go to men who are willing to kill themselves driving in circles looking for normality.
I never expected normality. God knows I walked into this with my eyes open. I just hoped I'd married someone who was half as impressive on the inside as he is on the outside.
Well, at least there's something behind the facade.
Oh, James.
Fuck off to New York, dear. There must be a moisturizer or eyeshadow somewhere that needs your vapid mush to flog it.
Hello.
Hi, James. It's Peter. Something's up at McLaren. What have you heard?
Oh, nothing. Why?
I heard Emerson's off. He's dumped them in it.
Jesus, get me in there, Pete. Say anything. Just get me in that room.
I'll come straight to the point. Our esteemed lead driver,
Pretty fucking Pauldy.
has ditched us for another team at the last minute.
Copper fucking Suka.
And we need a replacement.
ASA fucking P.
Fortunately, a few hands have already gone up. Good people.
Jackie X. I'm quicker than Jackie.
But he's consistent. Dependable.
A grown-up.
Right, and will he go for that gap when no one else will? Will he put his life on the line the day that it really matters?
Sponsors like him.
What do you want, a driver or a brush salesman?
We want to be successful.
Yes, so do I. But that means beating Niki Lauda, not being a show pony for sponsors.
I heard about this thing with Niki.
Everyone has.
You really think you can beat him?
I'd beat him in a McLaren. It's the only car out there as quick as the Ferrari. Which is why I'm here, begging. Look, I'll do whatever you ask. I'll put on a tie. I'll smile for sponsors, say the right things. I can beat this guy, trust me. Just give me the drive.
Yeah, he can be a loose cannon. And yeah, he will drive you all mad. But in terms of raw talent and right stuff, there is no better driver in the world. He's the real thing, Teddy. It's what we all came into this for. 9 days out of 10, you'll be pulling your hair out. But on that 10th day, James will be unbeatable. And that is the day you will wish you had him in your car. You will never win the championship with Jackie X. You just might with James.
Welcome to Sao Paulo, Brazil and the Interlagos circuit for the first race in the 1976 Formula One season, where the main news is that James Hunt has qualified fastest, beating Niki Lauda's Ferrari to pole position by just 0.02 of a second.
New car. I noticed. Pole position. I noticed that too. Level playing field now, my ratty little friend.
Yeah. Let's see where we are after lap 1. Let's see where we are in 5 races time.
Hunt has the pit lane pole position, which should give him the best chance of out-dragging Lauda's Ferrari. If ever there was a doubt about whether Lauda had a serious challenger to this season, Hunt and his McLaren have certainly given us the answer.
South Africa, James Hunt is determined to make amends after that disastrous retirement in Brazil. But it's It's Lauda who takes the flag here at Kyalami. James Hunt comes home second to confirm his championship challenge at last and score his first points of the season.
Yeah, that wind you can feel is me breathing down your neck. Next time I'll have you. We'll see you in Spain.
Takes his first victory of the season here in Spain after a brilliant drive.
It was only a matter of time.
It's too wide.
Disqualified. What? You're disqualified. How can we be disqualified? 1.5 seconds. What's very controversial here? Just make it narrower. I don't care how.
New rear suspension, new wishbones.
I want to make sure this thing is legal. No doubt.
Well, then we better move the oil coolers back to the old position.
The oil coolers back, the wing brackets need to be changed too. What the fuck do you think we're doing?
And with Hunt disqualified from his Spain win, his championship year is not going well. And now it's all gone wrong here at Monaco. His engine is smoke pouring from the engine of that McLaren. And James Hunt is out.
Can you tell us what happened?
Sure, it's magic. We've taken a great car, a great piece of engineering, and overnight turned it into a big, huge, stinking turd.
The hell have you done? The car's evil. Fucking undrivable. James, look, if there's a problem with the car, we'll find it and we'll fix it.
You should be appealing this.
We are appealing.
We will
sort
it
it out.
out.
Killing us out there.
I'll go and get your dick wet.
You're a wanker.
Fuck you.
Fucking wanker, I will.
Take it
easy.
But it was a good race for you, no, Niki?
It's good for everyone that the quickest car happens to be a legal car.
James, you're 50 points behind Lauda in the championship. You've had another retirement today. What's going wrong?
Oh, it's dirty politics and dirty tricks. That's what's going wrong.
So, as we approach the halfway point in this year's Formula One season, Ferrari and Niki Lauda seem clearly on top, and James Hunt and McLaren are struggling.
So, 5 races in. How's it going so far?
It's fine. Just had a little problem with an Austrian rat and his team of Italian cheats who've destroyed my car.
What are you talking about?
Talking about the race in Spain that I won.
Yeah, in a car, which is not legal.
5/8, 7 inches too wide. You know that doesn't have the slightest effect on speed. But you complained and your team have always leaned on the authorities. Now we've had to rebuild the car and it's become a monster.
At least it's a legal monster.
So you've had to resort to cheating.
You're driving an illegal car and call me the cheat? It's pathetic. Rules are rules.
Yes. And rats are rats. Thank you. Thank you.
Do you really think it upsets me, James? Calling me a rat? Because I look like one? I don't mind it. Rats are ugly, sure, and nobody likes them. But they're very intelligent, and they have a strong survival instinct.
Wonderful.
Marlene, komm. Lass mal den Trottel. No wonder she left him.
Anyone seen Susie? She's supposed to be here today.
We, didn't want to tell you before the race.
Oh. Jesus.
Is that from him?
Yeah.
So when did all this start?
That weekend I went skiing. Why have you come here, James?
I've come to get you back.
You don't want me back. You never wanted to be married in the first place.
Yes, I did.
Oh, come on, James. You did it because you hoped it might change you, settle you down, help with the racing.
No, I didn't.
And who knows, if it had been just the drinking, or the dope, or the infidelity, or the moods, it might even have worked. But when it's all of them...
Yes, I know, I'm terrible.
No, you're not terrible. You're just who you are at this point in your life. God help anyone who wants more.
And Richard Burton, will he be able to give you more? You know, he has quite the bad boy reputation himself.
What's important is how it feels to me, and it feels like he adores me.
Oh, it's all very amicable. My wife has found herself a new backer, lover, which makes her happy. And Mr. Burton has found a way of feeling young again, which makes him happy. Let's hope his pockets are deep. They'll need to be. And I've found a way to be single and have an ex-wife without it costing me a penny. She's got to go down as the biggest win of my career. I have a flight to catch.
Seen this sort of intensity from James Hunt all season long. Reports have been coming out of the McLaren camp all week that their car is now fully legal and faster than ever.
Never mind the bloody whip, we're still playing.
Hunt has really closed the gap on Lauda as they head into Druids. Niki Lauda is under real pressure from James Hunt as they go up the hill into Druids Corner. And Hunt is in front of Lauda.
So James Hunt gets the plaudits of the crowd. The first Briton to win a British Grand Prix at Brands Hatch since Jim Clark in 1964.
James, at the moment you've got a terrific edge over the rest of the field. How have you achieved this advantage?
Big balls.
Following an inquiry into the disqualification of driver James Hunt from the Spanish Grand Prix, it has been decided to overturn this disqualification and to restore his victory and reinstate his points.
James, a few weeks ago you were out of the running for the season completely, and now you're right back in it. What's changed?
Well, it's a combination of factors, not all of which I'm prepared to discuss here. But justice being done, re the disqualification in Spain helps, and having my car back at its best again.
Rein theoretisch wäre es jetzt möglich, dass James Hunt sie einholt. Macht Ihnen das Sorge?
Na, überhaupt nicht. So müsste er alle Rennen gewinnen und ich müsste alle verlieren. Und Schweine müssten fliegen können. Sie mich jetzt bitte entschuldigen würden, ich werde woanders gebraucht. Ja.
muss dich warnen. Das sind nicht meine Stärken. Blumen kaufen, Handel halten. Wahrscheinlich werde ich sogar deinen Geburtstag vergessen. Aber wenn ich das jetzt tue, dann nur mit dir.
Mein Gott, ein Poet.
Die Verlobten sind zur Eheschließung vor dem unterzeichneten Standesbeamten erschienen. Der Standesbeamte hat die Verlobten einzeln und nacheinander befragt, ob sie die Ehe miteinander eingehen wollen und nach der Bejahung der Frage ausgesprochen, dass sie nunmehr rechtmäßig verbundene Eheleute sind. Herzlichen Glückwunsch.
Was ist mit dir?
Weißt du, das Glück ist ein Feind. Es schwächt dich. Es lässt dich zweifeln. Siehst du was du verlieren könntest?
Wenn Glück dein Feind ist, dann ist es sowieso zu spät. Dann hast du schon verloren.
Welcome to the legendary Nürburgring. This is a 14.2-mile track, complete with 185 corners and bends.
Niki, ein Autogramm bitte.
Ja.
Mit Datum bitte.
Das Datum? Warum?
Ja, man weiß ja nie, es könnte das letzte sein.
Welcome to the Nürburgring, the most dangerous circuit on the season calendar. In Formula One, it is known as the graveyard. The weather conditions are far from ideal, and latest reports indicate there is no relief in sight. Gentlemen. Well, gentlemen, please be quiet. Thank you. Niki Lauda.
Thank you. I called this meeting because, as all you drivers know, the Nürburgring is the most stupid, barbaric, outdated and dangerous track in the world. You've all seen the rain that has been falling today. Now, those of you with experience know the ring needs perfect conditions to be even remotely acceptable in terms of risk. Now, today with the rain is anything but perfect. So I called this meeting to take a vote to cancel the race.
Cancel the race?
There would be no change to the situation as far as points is concerned. The race would simply be cancelled.
This is bullshit.
If the race is cancelled, none of us get our race fees.
That's true. You leave without your fee, but you might leave with your life.
It also means that you would effectively win the championship. So I can see why this suits you just fine.
Why? There would be no points for me either.
No, but there would be one race less where I or anyone else here could catch you.
James is right. This is just tactics. Maybe he's just frightened.
Which asshole said this? Yes, of course I'm frightened. And so are you. I accept every time I get in my car. There's 20% chance I could die. And I can live with it. but not 1% more. And today with the rain, the risk is more.
I suppose that all depends on how good you are in the rain.
I have the track record here. I'm the only person in history to do the ring in under 7 minutes. So actually, it's to my advantage to race it today. Because I'm quicker than all of you.
Fine. Then let's race.
Yeah. Niki, let's race.
Gentlemen, please.
Why are we here, Niki? Come on.
Well, all those in favor of cancelling the race? All those in favor of racing? Gentlemen, the race is on.
You know, Niki, every now and then it helps if people like you.
Drivers' meeting, a decision has finally been taken.
La décision a été prise, la course se déroulera comme prévu.
Jochen's going on slicks, you want to change?
Is Niki gonna change?
No.
Then we stay on wets too.
Die Pole Position eroberte sein Erzrivale in McLaren, der britische Rennfahrer James Hunta, der sich
Niki, okay.
Na gut.
All right, fire up.
Formula One World Championship has so far been the story of two men. Thus far, it's been going pretty much the way of Niki Lauda. James Hunt has qualified fastest here. He is on pole position for the German Grand Prix with Niki Lauda alongside in the blood-red Ferrari. It's a long race. If the track starts to dry out, the wet weather tyres will be a lot more fierce. On Hunt there, forcing the McLaren onto the grass. Lauda has the lead at the moment. Lauda leads into the first corner. Hunt is in second place. They're storming past Hunt. He made the right choice to go with the dry weather tyres. Mass passing Lauda now. Jochen Mass in the number 12 McLaren takes the lead. Jochen Mass, the clear leader, with everybody else making a decision to change tyres after just one lap of this race.
Behind you! You made the same mistake!
Changing frenzy has caused a huge reshuffling of the pack. Lauda urging his mechanics to hurry.
It's a disaster! Come on!
race has gone wrong for him so far. His championship rival James Hunt is a long way up the road. Lauda passing car after car. He's just going past barrier addresses Lotus there.
Nach einer Serie von ziemlich schlimmen Unfällen in der zweiten Runde des Rennens wurde nun der deutsche Grand Prix gestoppt. Es erreichen uns langsam Informationen zum Unfall. Demnach soll Niki Lauda am Unfall beteiligt gewesen sein und wird nun mit Verbrennungen schweren Grades von einem Helikopter ins Mannheimer Krankenhaus geflogen.
Problem sind nicht die Verbrennungen in seinem Gesicht. Die sind nicht lebensbedrohlich. Es sind die Verbrennungen in seiner Lunge.
Am Krankenbett in der Intensivstation, wo sich 6 Fachärzte und 34 Krankenschwestern um ihn kümmern. Allerdings ist sein Zustand wesentlich schlechter, als man befürchtet hat.
Im Namen des Vaters und des Sohnes und des Heiligen Geistes. Durch diese heilige Salbung empfing der Herr sein gleichen Erbarmen. Er stiege bei mit der Kraft des Heiligen Geistes. Der Herr, der dich von Sünden befreit, rette dich, und seine Gnade richtet er dich auf.
Which swept down Big Thompson Canyon in Colorado was the worst since records began. In Formula One today, victory celebrations were muted after a horrific accident involving world champion Niki Lauda. Due to safety concerns before the race, the Austrian had said he would not take part, but in the end he did. He was making up for lost time when he went off the track, puncturing the Ferrari's fuel tank. Brett Lunger was unable to avoid the flaming wreck, but was unhurt and joined with the other drivers to rescue Lauda, who was taken to Mannheim Hospital with severe burns. The incident reminding us again of the dangers of Formula One. Niki Lauda was trapped for almost a minute in a searing inferno of 800 plus degrees.
Frau Lauda? Frau Lauda? Er ist aufgewacht, er hat gesprochen. Er hat dem Priester gesagt, er soll sich verpissen. Noch lebe ich. Sie können jetzt rein.
zwischen dem Iren im amerikanischen und dem Engländer im englischen Auto. Der österreichische Grand Prix ist in vollem Gang. Niki Laudas Heimrennen ohne Niki Lauda und James Hunt mit seinem McLaren in der Pole Position geht sofort in Führung. Ein wehrloser Lauda muss zuschauen, wie James Hunt seine Abwesenheit ausnutzt. Normal wäre...
Ich weiß gar nicht, wie das Niki Lauda. Danke.
Und durch Niki Laudas Abwesenheit verbessert sich James Hunts Chancen mit jedem Rennen.
Herr Lauda, wir müssen die Lunge absaugen. Ich muss Sie warnen. Es ist nicht sehr angenehm.
Heute ist James Hunts 29. Geburtstag und wie es ausschaut, genießt er sichtlich seine Zeit. Innen vorbei an Österreich-Grand-Prix-Sieger John Watson. Das bringt Hunt auf Platz 2 der Ronnie Texon. Im sicheren Sieg im holländischen Grand Prix entgegen. James Hunt gewinnt den Prix von Holland. Das ist ein Verdienst. James Hunt. Er ist Träger von Ferrari und André Christoph. Ja,
Das soll reichen für heute. Sind Sie sicher? Ihre Lungen werden durch die Behandlung noch empfindlich sein.
Und James Hunt entwickelt sich immer mehr zum eigentlichen Favoriten dieser Weltmeisterschaft.
Niki, hör auf. Bitte hör auf.
Marlene, ich weiß, was du denkst, aber bitte, sag jetzt nichts. Bitte.
What's going on? Jesus, it's Niki. What about? He's here. He's racing. Perfect.
Niki. That bad, huh?
No.
In hospital, I asked them straight, no bullshit, how bad my appearance would be. They said with time it would be fine. But it won't. I can tell, seeing your reaction. I will spend the rest of my life with a face that frightens people.
You know, Niki, I tried to write you a letter at the time to apologize. At the drivers' meeting in Germany, before the race, I swayed the room.
Yes, you did.
That race should never have gone ahead.
No, it shouldn't.
So in many ways, I feel responsible for what happened, and...
You were. But trust me, watching you win those races while I was fighting for my life. You were equally responsible for getting me back in the car.
How are you feeling, Niki?
Fine.
Vicky, can you confirm to us exactly which procedures you've had and the expectations for your recovery?
Sure. I had a skin graft operation, but they put half my right thigh in my face. Now it doesn't look too good, but one unexpected advantage is it's impossible to perspire through a skin graft, so sweat will never run into my eyes again, which is good for a driver.
When they heard about your condition, Ferrari immediately hired a replacement driver, Carlos Reutemann.
Yep. Before even reaching the hospital.
Is Reutemann driving today too?
Yes. And keen to make an impression. So let's see where Mr. Reutemann finishes and where I finish today.
James Hunt and McLaren have caught up a lot while you were away.
Yes? So, is there a question now? Or are you just trying to piss me off?
You still think you can win?
Yes, of course. I have the better car, and possibly I'm the better driver. But he's a clever guy and he's used his time well while I was lying half dead in hospital to win some points.
And what did your wife say when she saw your face?
She said, sweetie, you don't need a face to drive, you just need the right foot.
I'm being serious. Do you really think your marriage can survive with the way you look now?
And I'm being serious too. Fuck you. Press conference over.
I'll tell you that.
Yeah, I thought it went well, to be honest.
Yeah.
They don't like it when it's not going their way. That's the game.
See you.
See you later. James, you all right?
Good, yeah. Listen, I think I've got something for you on that last question about Niki.
Have you heard about that?
I did.
James?
Now go home to your wife and ask her how you look. Prick.
No, guarda, Laura, ha ragione.
So, Niki Lauda, just 42 days after his near-fatal accident at Nürburgring, will race here today at Monza against all medical advice and no doubt in incredible pain.
Classifica generale
He's overwhelmed. He's being overtaken by car after car.
Il avvio dell'austriaco. Forse è troppo presto per lui di tornare alle corse, giudicando la sua piuttosto.
Lauda's offline. He runs wide onto the grass. He wrestles it back onto the track, but that was a bad moment for Niki. Niki Lauda's the reigning world champion, and maybe in his current state he's a danger out there to himself and to the rest of the field. And Stuck has collided with Mario Andretti's Lotus. Niki's boxed in. He's got nowhere to go.
E Camponia Lauda riesce a passare ed evitare la collisione con il restante.
Niki Lauda is actually making a move. He's on Brad Miller's tail. He pulls over the slipstream to overtake. Lauda's starting to find the form that early in this race we believed he'd lost. Lauda's now lapping faster than Reutemann and closing the gap ahead. Lauda closing on Carlos Reutemann, the man called in to be his replacement in the Ferrari team. And there's James Hunt's McLaren, smoking stationary by the side of the road. This is bad news for Hunt's championship hopes. Ronnie Peterson, who comes home the winner here at Monza, but all eyes are on the man who finishes a brilliant form, Niki Lauda.
Lauda è quarto assoluto. Da supereroe da Niki Lauda.
Finish and 3 priceless points, it means that Niki Lauda is a major step closer to retaining the World Championship.
So the long, grueling and incredibly dramatic season comes down to this final race in Japan in the shadow of Mount Fuji. Niki Lauda goes into this deciding race at Fuji just 3 points ahead of James Hunt, Hunt knowing he must beat the Austrian fair and square to take the title.
James, do you think you can cope with the pressure?
Well, I've never really understood what that means. I love my job. I love competing. I love racing. Maybe you should ask Niki. He's the world champion. He's got everything to lose.
Mr. Lauda, are you feeling pressure?
Do I look like I'm feeling pressure? I'm world champion and on the verge to become world champion again. Hunt now has the opportunity to win, but it's not so easy to become a champion. You have to really believe it to make it possible.
James, is there anything you'd like to add?
If Niki is being tricky and getting a kicky out of playing mind games, then fine, I'm flattered. But the fact is, momentum is with me. I've never felt better. And I fully expect the next press conference we'll have will be with me as world champion.
Intermittent heavy rain has been forecast here at Fuji today, along with strong winds and occasional fog rolling in from the mountain.
And so with today's Japanese Grand Prix to come, Lauda's lead a mere 3 points. What a way to finish the season. Hunt or Lauda? Well, the final chapter will unfold when we bring you extended coverage of this.
I've got to cancel the race. It's lethal out there.
The race is going ahead. Television rights have been sold all around the world. The showdown between you and Niki is all anyone wants to see.
With heavy rain continuing to fall here at Fuji, a decision has finally been made.
The 1976 Japanese Grand Prix will go ahead.
All drivers, your cars, please.
Hold still.
What the hell are you doing?
To let the condensation out.
It'll also let the water in.
Not if you're leading. Trust me, this race is all about the start.
Need a hand here?
Yeah, hold it, Teddy. Okay, start the bastard. Good luck, kid. Good luck, kid.
And the racing grudge match of the decade. And there's Mario Andretti in pole position, James Hunt alongside him. On row 2 of the grid, there is Niki Lauda. And on row 3 of the grid, Jody Scheckter from South Africa in the 6-wheel Tyrrell. Behind him, the rest of the 25-car field. It must be almost impossible to drive a 450 horsepower car.
at him eating his spray. Lauda is slowing. Niki Lauda is bringing the Ferrari #1 into the pit. Some sort of problem we can't imagine what so early in the race.
What's wrong with the car? What's wrong with the car? Niki, what's wrong with the car? Nothing. Car's perfect. Niente, la macchina non ha nulla. What are you doing?
I'm stopping. The mechanics are asking what the problem is. But wait, Niki Lauda's getting out of the car. This is sensational. The reigning world champion, Niki Lauda, is out of this race.
It's too dangerous. La macchina non ha niente. Nick, you want me to say there's a problem with the car for the media? No. Tell them the truth.
Now, what is happening? And they're talking to the team manager, Lauda explaining something.
With Lauda out, James Hunt knows he has to finish this race in third place or higher to be world champion. But the job's not done yet for James Hunt. In these dreadful conditions, he still has to go the distance.
15 laps to go here at Fuji. James Hunt or Niki Lauda. This extraordinary season is not over yet. In this treacherous final round, can James Hunt hang on?
And the scoreboard tells the story. Lap 58. Hunt in the lead.
Oh, God, his tyres, they're blistering.
Brambilla very close behind now. Closing on him all the time now. And he's trying to drive inside James Hunt. Hunt cuts across the orange larch nose. Hunt's not having that at all. And he's spinning. He missed Hunt that. But almost took James Hunt out of the race and out of the World Championship. Now we find Mario Andretti closing on James Hunt.
Andretti's going past Hunt. Hunt is slowing. James Hunt seems to have a problem. Despite these wet conditions, these wet weather tyres do wear extremely fast.
Tyres, they're gone.
Hunt nursing his car back to the pit stop. That back marker's going past Hunt. Have gone ahead.
Come on, hurry! You did it! You're going to be world champion! Not yet.
A few laps ago, James Hunt was looking like champion-elect. Now it looks as though it's all gone wrong for him.
James! Come on! Listen, what? Just go easy out there. What are you saying? I'm saying look after yourself. We want you back in one piece. You're too far back. There's too many drivers in front of you. There's alls next year. So that's it? It's over? There. Fuck it!
James Hunt rejoins the race in 6th position. There are 4 laps left to go. Surely no way back for the Brit now. Just brings it back under control, sliding the McLaren on the very edge there.
Hunt's M23 twitching this way and that under braking.
He almost loses it right there.
Hunt on the tail of Jacques Lafitte in the blue Ligier. James Hunt has made up another place, but it's not enough, and this race is running out. And Watson has spun, Watson has spun. Hunt manages to weave his way between that back marker and the stationary Penske. He's catching Regazzoni, but in these conditions it's one thing to catch up, it's quite another to overtake. He's alongside Claire Regazzoni. This could be the World Championship. He's got him! Crosses the line. Now he needed to finish third to score enough points to be world champion. But in the confusion here, we're being told that he may have finished fifth.
He finished fifth? No, quarto.
Our lap charts show Hunt in third place. Well, if the scoreboard's right, it means he's just missed out on the championship. Crushing defeat for Hunt after such a heroic drive. See the race stewards conferring, examining the official lap charts. We're just going to have to wait for their verdict here.
Let's get you out of there, buddy.
Sorry, Teddy. I'm sorry. I thought I could make
Sorry, what are you talking about? You did it!
Did what?
You crazy bastard! You came third! You got the points! You're champion of the world!
James Hunt is now officially confirmed as finishing third here in Japan. That means he is champion of the world.
Our new world champion, James Hunt, by just one single point.
Tell us, James, what are you going to do now? I shall be getting drunk.
Mir geht's gut. Ich bereue nichts. Gar nichts.
And our special guest, Formula One champion, James Hunt.
There's no better motor oil than Avalon.
Anywhere I want to go and I don't have to hijack it either. As long as I pay for it.
I'm starving.
You lot go ahead, I won't be a minute. Niki! Good to see you. I heard you were spending more and more time in one of these.
Do you fly?
No, I don't think they'd insure me.
You should try. It's good for discipline. You have to stay within the rules, stick to regulations, suppress the ego. It helps with the racing.
There I was thinking you were about to wax lyrical about the romance of flight.
No, it's all bullshit. So what brings you here?
Friend's wedding. Or at least I think it was a wedding. Might have been a birthday or something. It's all a bit of a blur. How about you? Have you been at Fiorano?
Pre-season testing.
You're relentless.
Thank you.
I'm not sure that was meant as a compliment.
When do you start testing? Next week?
No, what are you, nuts? I didn't just win the biggest thing in my life so I could get right back to work.
Why? You have to. To prove to all the people who will always say you just won it because...
Because of what? Because of your accident. Jeez, Nicky, is that other people or is that you? I won. Okay, and the all-important day when it came down to it, we raced on equal terms, equally good cars. And I put my life on the line and I saw it through.
And you call that winning?
Yes.
The risks were totally unacceptable. You were prepared to die. To me, that's losing.
Yes, I was. I admit it. I was prepared to die to beat you that day. And that's the effect you have on me. You'd pushed me that far, and it felt great. I mean, hell, isn't that what we're in this for? To stare death in the face and to cheat it? I mean, come on, there's nobility in that. It's like being knights.
You English, you're such assholes. You know my position. 20% risk.
No, Nicky, don't bring the percentages into this. Don't be a pro. The minute you do that, you kill what's good about this. You kill the sport.
James! James!
I've got to go. Careful in this thing.
James. You know, in hospital, the toughest part of my treatment was the vacuum. Pumping the shit out of my lungs. It was hell. And while doing it, I was watching television. You winning all my points.
Your points?
That bastard Hunter, I would say. I hate that guy. And then one day, the doctor came and said, Mr. Lauda, may I offer a piece of advice? Stop thinking of it as a curse to have been given an enemy in life. It can be a blessing, too. A wise man gets more from his enemies than a fool from his friends. And you know what? He was right. Now look at us. We were both a pair of kids when we met. Hot-headed jerks in Formula 3. Disowned by our families. Headed nowhere. And now we're both champions of the world. It's not bad, huh?
No, it's not bad.
So don't let me down now. I need you busting my balls. Get back to work.
I will, Nicky, I will. But I intend to enjoy myself first. Some of life needs to be for pleasure. And what's the point of having a million cups and medals and planes if you don't have any fun? Now, how's that winning?
I can't live without you! James!
You will. Champ.
Hey, you look good, Nicky. The only guy to have his face burnt off and it be an improvement.
Of course he didn't listen to me. For James, one world title was enough. He had proved what he needed to prove. To himself and anyone who doubted him. And 2 years later he retired. When I saw him next in London 7 years later, me as champion again, him as broadcaster, he was barefoot, on a bicycle, with a flat tire, still living each day like his last. When I heard he died aged 45 of a heart attack, I wasn't surprised. I was just sad. People always think of us as rivals. But he was among the very few I liked. And even fewer that I respected. He remains the only person I envy.